Some great news. More businesses are going to be opening up here potentially today if these businesses have everything in order here, Stella.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the latest developments. We also want to talk about the latest unemployment numbers. So the latest jobless numbers have just come down. It was just 30 minutes ago, and it looks like 2.4 million more Americans have filed for unemployment. We're going to break that down in just a moment. But as Eric was saying, this news comes on the same day we could see more businesses reopen today. The state gave the county the green light to move further into stage 2 of its reopening plan.
And News 8's Netta Ranpor is live now to explain how this will impact everything from dining to retail. Good morning, Netta.
Good morning. Yeah, we are live here in Little Italy, noticing a few more deliveries being made at some of the businesses here in this area. And yeah, those restaurants will be able to open for dining in, retail shops. You can actually go shop inside. So it won't just be limited to takeout or curbside pickup anymore now that the state gave the county the go-ahead. But of course, as you mentioned, not all businesses are necessarily ready. It's going to take a lot of changing. They're going to have to move a lot of furniture around. And yes, those new rules will be in place to keep people 6 feet apart at least. Here's a listen now to County Supervisor Jim Desmond.
We got the permission from the governor because we, San Diego County, came together. We flattened the curve. We got the trends down. We put some pressure on. We let the state know that San Diego County was ready. Our medical officers did a great job. Our county staff, our emergency operations people all did a great job, but we, San Diego County, did it.
So you can hear the excitement there with the County Board of Supervisors. They did vote unanimously to request the governor to give this accelerated phase 2 that go ahead. So now many restaurants are preparing for the big change because it will take some major changes within their typical way of operating business. That will be no longer. So many restaurant owners we spoke with say they'll be moving a lot of furniture and chairs around. They're going to have to rethink their staffing and their hours. Some may only allow for dining outside on their patios if they have them. Many restaurants are smaller in size, so of course that's going to limit the number of people that can enter. So some of the rules are that they don't want people to enter if you have a cough or a fever. Also, you must wear a face cover when you're not eating or drinking, and then no congregating outside of your family unit. Maintain physical distance of 6 feet, and no need to shake hands or engage in unnecessary physical contact. Dr. Wilma Wooten does want to point out again, when it comes to those face covers, you protect those around you. When others use a face cover, they protect you. She says when you couple face coverings with physical distancing and good hand hygiene, the risk of getting COVID-19 does diminish. Now, there was a phase 3. They want to move into that as far as the county goes, but that has not been given the green light yet. So they are still waiting on the governor for that. That's the one that would allow for hair and nail salons and fitness centers to open up. So again, we have not heard from the governor on what San Diego County could do with those, but the restaurants and the retail shops, now you can enter if those businesses are ready, so you're going to want to check with them first. We are live here in Little Italy. We'll send it back to you.
Netta, thank you. And some more financial help could also be coming to San Diego small businesses. San Diego's revised budget could provide an additional $13 million in relief funds, tripling the overall assistance to more than $20 million. These additional small business funds are less restrictive than the original program, now open to home-based businesses, independent contractors, as well as freelancers. Listen.
We understand the thousands of businesses that we've talked to through the application process that perhaps they were too restrictive from the federal funding we received. This is really going to open up that opportunity.
The mayor's revised budget also uses $270 million in state and federal COVID relief funds to help close what had earlier been an estimated $250 million budget gap. The new budget, once approved by City Council, could go into effect on July 1st. And this is what we were talking about at the top of the show. The Labor Department just released its newest jobless numbers. This is for the week ending of May 16. They reported 2.4 million Americans, that's 2.4 million more Americans filed for unemployment, bringing the total to nearly 40 million, to be exact, 38.6 million. This weekly trend just really shows the effect the coronavirus has had on our economy, both locally and the nation as well. Also, we're hearing projections show it could be a longer recovery. In addition, 47% of Americans say they have lost some sort of household income right now. Again, 2.4 million more Americans filed for unemployment, bringing the total number to 38.6 million. Eric.
The county is reporting the highest single-day number of COVID-19 tests performed with more than 4,800. There are 114 new confirmed cases, which is only 2% of the tests performed. That's a very low number we've seen historically here. The total number of cases has risen to 6,140. Unfortunately, 8 additional deaths were reported in the county, bringing that total to 230. But we want to add some context to that number here. Nearly half of the 230 deaths are from nursing homes or assisted living facilities. Also, nearly all but 6 of the deaths had underlying medical conditions. I asked county officials to define those underlying medical conditions during yesterday's news conference.
Underlying medical conditions could be someone could have hypertension, someone could have just diabetes, someone could have just asthma, someone could have congestive heart disease, or someone could have multiple morbidities as we call them. But basically, they could have multiple conditions.
The number of people who have recovered is now up to 4,089. So, Stella, good to see that number going in the right direction.
Absolutely. And time now for the morning rush. After a 2-month closure, Jamul Casino is reopening. Employees will be wearing masks and gloves to keep visitors from getting sick. There will also be at least 150 hand sanitizing stations. They're going to be placed throughout the casino. Physical distancing is going to be required. Reduced seating and controlled entry and exits will be used to ensure distancing and occupancy. Tomorrow, Valley View, Harrah's, and Paula casinos will follow suit and reopen as well. Coast Guard crews offloaded about 2,000 pounds of cocaine here in San Diego. The actual bust happened in early May when they seized $37 million worth of the drug in a well-known narcotics transit zone in the Eastern Pacific. The load was carried in by the Coast Guard cutter Active, the home ported in Washington State. Concerns over a drop in the number of reported child abuse cases has prosecutors and advocates calling for awareness. They say the pandemic may add stress to families, putting children at risk confined with their abuser, and the fear is no one will notice. The county reports calls to the hotline went down by more than 2,000 in April compared to the same month last year. The district attorney says internet exploitation cases nearly tripled.
That is a real concern, that we are missing abuse and that kids are getting abused and we're not there to extract and help them. And we want to be, and we need to be.
They actually see more reports because a lot of times it's the teachers who are reporting the abuse or when they see some sort of red flag. And of course, with kids not being at school, that's the problem. To report child abuse, you can call the hotline anytime. This number, 1-800-344-6000. Please report if this is happening in your home and you're afraid, or if you know it's happening somewhere, 1-800-344-6000. That's the Morning Rush.
Following more breaking news of a major development in the nationwide college admissions scandal, that's coming up here. And as more things are opening up in the county, more areas, more restaurants and businesses, beach restrictions could loosen soon as well. We'll explain what county officials are saying, plus this.
We just crave to get out of that, to find some other ways to enjoy ourselves.
We could see more lines as San Diego slowly reopens. A psychiatrist weighs in on what to expect straight ahead.